moving up the board to 43 if Arizona will take a trade. I don't know if they will, though. That's the problem. So we'll see. But looking at my big board, right now, top options at 43. A.D. Mitchell, obviously, is not going to be a choice because we've taken receiver. I think Jackson Powers-Johnson is going to be far away the top guy available here. McKinstry just went. I feel like for how I would approach this, I'm waiting for one of those guys to go, him or JPJ. McKinstry's gone. You need a long-term center already anyway. He can play guard as well. I would make it happen. That's just where I stand right now, but we're going to have to see what happens here. So we're waiting for pick 42 to be announced. I have seen it, but we'll see if Jacksonville makes a move here perhaps. Yeah, the Saints killed that pick. Well, let's see what happens here. All right, so pick is in for the Houston Texans. Like I said before, I have seen this one. At this point, though, I am probably going to avoid looking at Twitter just to see what happens. You guys let me know who you think we're going to get here at 48. You think we're going to move up? Think we're going to trade back? Stay put it there? I think, depending on what happens here, if, to me, like, if you don't get JPJ, which I know he's not a huge need, but he is the best player on the board to me. If you don't get him, I'd be considering moving back from 48. Yeah, Kool-Aid's gone, 41. That would have been a great trade to get done. But to me, like, I think JPJ is pretty close. I have different grades on them, but he's just less valuable of a position, you know, and that obviously sucks. But he would have been a much bigger need. So we're getting Texans pick here. Kamari Lassiter. So confirmation on that. I'm going to remove some of these players from my board. So if you guys want to look at this, I'll try to post it in the chat. But these are all of the players that are still available. Thankfully, it's falling really well for me. I've had a lot of guys in like the 50s and the 60s going. So let me get the link here if you guys want to check this out. All right, there we go. So you guys can check that out if you want. So we got pick is in for the Arizona Cardinals. I know I said it before, but I would have moved up at this pick. I would have taken Jackson Powers-Johnson. Depending on what Arizona does here, if they take JPJ, I'm not going to count that as a trade I could have done because obviously that's their guy. But we'll see. Yeah, is there any chance we could turn it down a little bit? Sorry. Yeah, dude, I can't believe the Texans picked Lassiter there. Like, that's rough. That's not a good first pick. What do you think about Lassiter? Have you...
I don't know anything about Lassiter, honestly. I know Georgia's a really good football program. What was he ranked among cornerbacks in the class?
I mean, he's kind of like a late second in general is what he's looked at. I had him as a mid-third. I think, like, there's things to really like about him, but there's also things I just don't like about him.
I think that...
He's not fast.
I think they were targeting McKinstry. Obviously, the Saints jumped in front of him and got him. Which, to be fair, McKinstry, I think, would fit the Saints really well.
Yeah.
The talent they already have, but...
And the thing you got to understand here, too, with McKinstry going, I think Jacksonville's looking at it like they've got two cornerbacks ranked very close. I would imagine it's McKinstry and Ennis Rakestraw Jr. And so they're probably looking at these guys as their top options, and we're just going to let the board follow them because, well, you know, maybe they have McKinstry a little bit higher, but it's not as big of a deal. That's my guess. But yeah, for me, like, as far as my rankings, the worst player available would be Ennis Rakestraw Jr. at 48, and that's really good. But obviously, like, some of these positions you're not considering, like, you know, you're not getting Mitchell, you're not getting Cooper, probably not getting Nubin either. But there's players at cornerback, I think, still that can make it down. So really want to see what Arizona does here. I'm hoping it's not JPJ. I know Jacksonville was actually out at a lot of Oregon's like pro day stuff and their drills and all that. They were monitoring him pretty close, and obviously Balky made it out to the Senior Bowl for JPJ to dominate day one. What we're hearing about AD and why he's available, there's character concerns is one thing, and then there's also injury concerns with him. I don't know what I think about it. There's just certain things we don't know that kind of freak you out. So, like, I have him really close to JPJ. Even if we didn't have a wide receiver, who knows what I would have done. I don't have that information on, like, all the details. But there's a lot of talk about him having some serious issues that teams don't like. So we're still waiting. Cardinals pick has not been announced for me yet. The next pick is in, though, from the Raiders. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'd trade the whole draft for Patrick Surtain. I mean, technically, that'd be good value for us. But I'd rather draft the guys. Also, you know, Denver's probably just going to hang up the phone. But we still got really good corner options. We got Ennis Rakestraw out here. I think they'd love him. And, you know, we've got Renardo Green as well, who'd be really good. I wouldn't take him at 48. I mean, technically he'd be worth it, but I would probably have him be someone I trade back for, or maybe trade up from 96.
Is Rakestraw Jr. a fit for the Jaguars defensive scheme?
Yeah, he is. He's not a perfect cornerback, but like that is one of the most likable guys. Which pick was announced 40 seconds ago? Is this Arizona's or is this the pick for Las Vegas? I'm assuming it's Arizona's. And then just a reminder for you guys, don't spoil picks in here if you can. Okay, I think someone immediately did after that. So don't throw those out. Okay, Raiders pick is in. Man, I wonder, kind of looking at this here quick, what teams would take someone or who they would be looking at. I think the Raiders would take JPJ. We'll have to see. Arizona's up on the stage.
That guy looks like Shaq.
Why? Because he's big? We've probably got like a good 2 or 3 minutes between. I was looking at Twitter and getting picks like 4 or 5 minutes early. But I'm going to stop that for now until we get to ours. Yes, Max Meldon's gone here. Okay, Raiders came out for their pick. You guys are very sad.
They're on a defensive background, man. Straight up.
Yeah. I'm going to look away from chat here for a second since this is probably... I'm going to guess this is JPJ, if I'm being honest.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I mean, if that was me, man, like at 43 here with the Cardinals, I know they probably like Max Melton a lot, but with how many corners there are, like I would have moved up there, probably flip 116. The value is there. I would say, because you look at like 116 is worth 62 points. The difference between 48 and 43 is 50. You could get the trade done doing that. I don't know if Arizona's got any like super late picks either, but doesn't look like it. They don't have a lot on day 3. Looks like they're going to announce the pick here in a minute. So we got Green Bay who's going to be up next. They're walking out for the pick. I bet this is JPJ. It better be for them. I think they lost their center. Yep, there it is. Oh, man, that's killer. Jacksonville's going to have a really good choice here still. But, yeah, that's going to be that'll be my second round pick. They're trade with 43. Add that on here quick. So we've got Green Bay on the clock currently.
Green Bay needs a quarterback.
Yeah. That would be smart for them. They might take Rakestraw, honestly. All right. So we've got Jackson Powers Johnson gone here. We had Max Melton go as well. So this is our updated big board right now after the Raiders selection of Jackson Powers Johnson. Pick is in for the Packers. Yeah, we might trade back, and that's what he does. He's trade back bulky. All right, I'm gonna try to. Oh, am I writing in the wrong one? No, I screwed something up here. So all right, they're walking out for the Green Bay Packers pick. So Carolina's on the clock now. Okay, here we go. He was Edrin Cooper to the Packers. Love that for him. He's a great player. You're gonna love him.
I'm surprised they didn't go corner. I mean, I've heard Cooper's amazing, like talent-wise, but they're missing a huge piece.
Yeah. All right, I almost got this updated. So we're waiting for Carolina's pick to come in right now. Oh, they got Devin Lloyd as his comparison? I actually like that. Definitely not the same age. But, all right, pick is in for the Carolina Panthers. I'll flip you guys back over here. Jacksonville's not traded down yet as far as I can see. I'm guessing what they say, like cardiac cats or something. You know how many teams there are that claim that? Like, honestly, it's not the greatest name, but it always makes me laugh when like we get a Panthers fan that's like, "You got to change your name. This is unfair." And it's like, well, first of all, you haven't won a close game in like 100 years. Second, like you are not the only team to ever claim that. But there's actually, when I made the channel, there was basically like no one out there that had the name on YouTube, so I figured why not. All right, they're out on stage now. They're going through a long conversation here. This guy's taking forever. All right. They're announcing pick now. Oh, yeah, I just yeah, I just heard him say cardiac cats now. I figured that's what it was. All right, Panthers are taking Jonathan Brooks. Okay. First running back off the board. I did not like him. I know they definitely need one, but man, like Trey Benson's just sitting there. Oh, I don't like that for them. Yeah, you want to see where Jonathan Brooks is on my my big board here? Let's find him. He's yeah, 111th. There we go. It's good for Jacksonville.
Where was Benson?
Benson is 47, and Jalen Wright, my second guy, he's 49.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
at
just have a
this,
lot of faith in this guy. Then there's something they see that maybe we don't.
yeah. So Jacksonville's in a very good situation here because as much as like we wish one of those top guys was here, that's a need. You've still got and let me throw off Edgerrin Cooper here and make sure I'm getting these all updated. You have Chris Jenkins and you have Ennis Rakestraw Jr. One of them's going to be there. And I think both of them would be really damn good additions. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah. I think they pick Rakestraw too. That makes the most sense. Let's see. The Giants, they got Deontay Banks. I think they might need someone across from him. Oh boy. So I'm hoping I didn't just see the Jaguars pick, but I opened my phone because I got a notification and the Twitter post showed the wording and threw out a name, so I'm gonna hope that was not real. Jaguars are on the clock. They're insulting us, saying they're going to commercial break because we're on the clock. Who would have guessed? Oh man. I will say this, like there was a little bit of talk before this about Mason Smith being the pick. I said before on Twitter, like if they actually dead ass pick him at 48, they're getting an F from me. Like, and not that that even matters. This is what I think of the pick, but it's so ridiculous if they're actually targeting him this early. But sometimes those rumors are true, and he's still available, I think. We're going to be waiting here for a minute for commercial break. Like I said, I'm not going to look at any messages until we get the pick announced. Yeah, I think it got spoiled for me.
Well, I think I know who it is, according to your sentiment there, but we'll see.
He's just a name to throw out. but still don't know who 47 is, though. Yeah, Applebee's is okay.
The commercial in Talladega Nights was very clutch.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, by the way, before this happens, I just want to say right now that A.D. Mitchell is going to the Steelers. Run from it, dread it, destiny arrives all the same. That's all I got to say about that. But that's 100% going to happen here. I want to get that out there so you guys know that before it happens.
I think if the character concerns get addressed and he can stay healthy, I know there was like rumors about like him being diabetic and that being a red flag for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
You have George Pickens, and
it fits them perfectly. They need guys that have a little bit of spice.
sure.
You know, even if it's like, you know, the whole freaking thing is spice, like Antonio Brown. That's what they do.
They lost Deontay Johnson, right? He's gone.
Yeah, they traded him to Carolina.
Is there other
There's the speedy guy they got a couple years ago, Calvin Austin.
Yeah.
I think that's all I know of, though. Okay, pick is in for the Giants. I'm assuming Jacksonville's pick's probably been announced by now.
Calvin Austin, Van Jefferson, and
Oh, yeah, they got Van Jefferson. That's okay.
yeah,
I mean,
they would definitely leave it at a time.
they're going to take him, I bet. What is the order here? 51. Okay.
Pittsburgh's 3 behind us.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right. Let me flip back over here. All right. Giants are announcing. All right. Giants are taking Tyler Nubin. Good pick. Good job by them. They're getting a lot of good pieces on defense too. They got Brian Burns, they got Tyler Nubin. Now they got Malik Neighbors on offense. They've made some moves here I like. Nubin was one of my early favorites in this class, but because we got Johnson, I just never really mocked him to the Jags at all, obviously, because of that. Especially when Johnson was considered a safety by them. So Jacksonville's on the clock here. Pick's probably in. Can't see yet, though. Yeah, you're good. This is probably like a moments before disaster situation. Pick is in. I don't think it's going to be who we want at all, but man, it'd be so stupid, like, not get Chris Jenkins Jr., Ennis Rakestraw, or someone, like, of that caliber at this point.
Hey, there's our people.
Yep. Oh, let's see. All right, still waiting here. All right, coming to the stage. Actually, don't know who that is, but I think I have like one of his trading cards. Oh my gosh. Guy lost someone last night? That's awful. All right, here we go. Yep, Mason Smith. Freaking knew it. How stupid. Oh my gosh. Yep. They're gonna do this every single freaking year. We're just gonna make these stupid reaches in the second round, and they're gonna wonder why they don't have depth. They're gonna wonder why they're not competitive when they have injuries. This is the reason why. You pick a guy that literally is probably more raw than Trayvon Walker was. Like, and there's nothing to even be excited about, I feel like. Like, when I watched this film, I was like, this guy, what impact does he even have on the field? Gosh, that's, I feel bad because now I'm trashing a Jaguars player, but
I know I'm going to be in the minority on this, but I'm going to trust Peterson and Malky on this. Con even. They don't deserve it. I'm pointing that more towards like Malky and Con. But I feel like if they're reaching, and they're talking all about value yesterday. Trading back to get Thomas at 23 because the pick didn't fit the value at 17. So I feel like there might be something that they see here that they think is worth reaching for. And I do have confidence that the guy is like, 305 pounds, behemoth of a man.
He's big and tall, and he's got long arms. Like, I mean, he fits the bill, I guess. But just for context, guys, this is the worst pick potentially of the night for me, because now you look at my board here. I'm hiding all the rows. He is the lowest of everyone at 48. We literally have taken the worst player I had scouted, which, probably end up being a few spots above that. But gosh, it's just stupid. Like, Chris Jenkins Jr. is just sitting there. You know he's great against the run already. He has freaking NFL bloodlines. You sucked against the run, and now you want a guy that, like, he's done nothing. But, yep, here we are. Now we pick at 96, and we just threw the pick in the trash, probably. I'm going to root for him here, but I don't get it. I really don't get why. I really want to know, like, when you watch this film and you evaluate this guy, how could you possibly come to the conclusion that he is a better player than all these guys available? Like, every single one of them. How do you do that? Like, you don't even have to be watching players at that point. And Chris Jenkins goes the pick after. How stupid. Let's remove some of these guys. Yeah, that is a massive blunder right there. But kind of knew it was coming. I'm upset, right? But I'm prepared at the same time. Whenever they say these things like early in the day 2 of the draft, they're always true. They talk about it with like even Tyson Campbell, and he ends up being the pick, and that was a good one. But man, I don't get it. Well, I'll give you guys my thoughts. Obviously I have already, but I'm going to just go through the report on him. He was someone I didn't talk about on videos because Mason Smith is not even a top 10 player for me at defensive tackle. In fact, he is 12th on that list. He is, for me, we'll go to the whole big board. Mason Smith comes out at, I think I'm actually too high. Let me go lower. He is 120th overall for me. He is young. That's a good thing. He is 6'5", 306 pounds, incredibly small hands, but long arms, huge wingspan, and, decent speed. Like, ran about 5 flat in the 40-yard dash. The good things for me, like, there's points where he's effective as a pass rusher, and he does okay pushing the pocket. But that's really it. Like, I thought he was sluggish on film. I thought he was a liability against the run. He was reliable. He relies almost entirely on a bull rush. Like, I don't think he has a pass rush arsenal. I don't think he's a full-time starter at his best right now unless he becomes a completely different player. The only good thing I can say is if they go out and they have, Ryan Nielsen coaching this guy up, who's a good defensive line coach, that's the guy I would trust Mason Smith with. But I still don't think he's going to work out in the NFL. I hope this ages poorly. I'd love it. It'd be great. And I'd eat my words. And I hope I get to eat my words. But I don't expect to eat my words because this guy was one of the first people when I went through these prospects that I was like, no, he's not good. He's way too raw. Like I'm not wasting a pick on this, especially in a class where you have so many players that you can rely on, that you know can be really good and have high floors. And you have them sitting there for you as well. But that's what they do here. I'm going to wrap this stream up. We'll be back for pick 96 or if Jacksonville moves up. But I'm not excited about that. I'm not shocked either. But I appreciate you guys joining. I'm sorry for those who are upset about it, which is probably most. Maybe some people are happy. Hopefully it works out. I just don't think it will. But thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you later tonight.